Trading was added to Ability Playground 1 month ago, and I think it's time that I create a video explaining everything you need to know. If you aren't familiar with Ability Playground, it's a new game on Roblox that has a lot of similarities to k.a.t. I made a video about the game 4 months ago, but if you really want to see what the game has to offer, I suggest that you play it and see for yourself. Now, before I get into the main part of this video, I must give a disclaimer that I'm not a professional trader in this game. This video is meant to hopefully help beginners, people who haven't traded yet, or people who are just not too familiar with how the Ability Playground economy works. The information I share in this video comes directly from the creators of the game, as well as from some people who are already familiar with the trading system. I myself have a lot of experience trading in k.a.t, but there are quite a few differences in AP that you should take note of if k.a.t trading is all you're familiar with. I've split this video up into chapters with timestamps to make it easier for you guys to skip through to information that you need. Feel free to use those timestamps and also come back to this video again in the future if something isn't clear. You can always ask any questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to respond. Now that that's out of the way, make sure to smash the like button and let's get straight into it. Chapter 1. Rarities, Modifiers, and Kill Effects. Just like in k.a.t, items have different rarities. In k.a.t, you have the rarities Stock, Common, Rare, Epic, Unique, Legendary, Mythical, and then Contraband. In AP, you have the rarities Stock, Common, Rare, Legendary, Mythical, Exotic, and then Contraband. But not only that, on top of the rarities, you also have item modifiers. This includes the modifiers Strange, Unusual, and Strangified. This system comes from Team Fortress 2, and so if you're familiar with that game, you probably already know what the modifiers do. For some reason, my Steam account says I've played nearly 12 hours of TF2, but I knew absolutely nothing about this modifier system until I looked it up. When you unbox a weapon, it has a 10% chance of having the Strange modifier, which gives the item a kill counter. I guess you can think of Stranges as stat track weapons from Counter-Strike, but the counted kills don't appear on the weapon itself. The number of kills on a Strange weapon can be seen in your inventory when you hover over the weapon or inspect it. k.a.t has a similar system, but in that game every weapon counts kills. Another difference between k.a.t and AP is that in AP you can reset the number of counted kills if you wanted to. Strange items usually have their in-game value increased by 50%. Now, Strangified items are similar to Strange items, but they are different. You get a 10% chance to get a Strange from a crate, but what if you get an item that you want to track kills on but it wasn't a Strange? Well, you can buy a Strangifier from the shop and use it on applicable weapons to give it the Strangified modifier. That weapon will now track kills just like a Strange weapon, but instead of a 50% value increase, the item gains around 5,000 value for being Strangified. There are some restrictions, that being you cannot use the Strangifier on Unusuals as well as anything with a rarity higher than Mythical. Next we have Unusuals. When you unbox a weapon, there is a 0.5% chance of it having the Unusual modifier. This modifier gives the item a particle effect. Do not confuse this with kill effect because that is something else. The particle effect is like the effects that you can get from the shop in k.a.t, but instead of being able to buy effects to the shop in AP, they have a chance of coming with the weapon. Unusual particle effects increase the value in a way which is purely based on the opinion of the item owner. And the last modifier is the Strange Unusual. I think you can guess what this means, but just for the sake of clarity, I'll explain this too. When you unbox a weapon, there is a 0.05% chance of it having the Strange Unusual modifier. This is, of course, a combination of the Strange modifier and the Unusual modifier. The weapon will have a particle effect and will also track kills. Do note that you cannot get a Strangified Unusual, since you can't use the Strangifier on a weapon that has the Unusual modifier on it already. Before we move to the next chapter, I want to come back to the rarities. The stock rarity, similarly with k.a.t, is typically reserved for default items that cannot be traded. Your commons, rares, legendaries, mythicals, and exotics typically are tradable. Contraband items, also similarly with k.a.t, come from the black market and are tradable too. The black market is a shop that is available every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you can buy items from this shop with credits only on those 3 days of the week. Another thing I should mention is kill tomes. Kill tomes are items that have a 4% chance of being a bonus drop out of any weapon's crate. Each tome comes with a kill effect, and you can apply the tome to any weapon that isn't stock rarity to give it that kill effect. When you do this, the value of the weapon is increased by 50% of the kill tome's value. You could also trade the kill tome itself as an item, as different tomes are worth different values. And speaking of values, Chapter 2, Item Values. If you participated in trading in k.a.t, you would know that the majority of players used a list of item values to guide them through trading in order to make profit and avoid getting scammed. The biggest and most popular k.a.t value list has got to be the k.a.t Value List 3.0, which was owned and operated by the community group known as the k.a.t Trading Hub. In AP, there is one value list and it is officially supported by the game. Simply and appropriately titled Ability Playground Value List, values for every item are neatly organized and made easily accessible in a Google Sheets document, just like the old k.a.t value list. You click on tabs located at the bottom to switch pages to find what you are looking for. All the values information you need is right here, and a link to this document will be in the description below. A value list is one of the most helpful tools to avoid getting scammed if you are just beginning, but it is also good to check up on to see what values have changed since the last time you looked. Chapter 3, Other Features. Trading in AP is not as basic as trading was in k.a.t. There are a lot more customizable and unique features that exist in AP that I haven't seen anywhere else before. Everybody has a trade profile, and by default, you can choose to showcase one item. If you buy the Trading Plus Game Pass, you can showcase up to 4 items on your profile. Additionally, the Game Pass will give you access to infinite trading slots, meaning that you won't be limited to trading a maximum of 8 of your items in a single trade. On top of that, Trading Plus also gives you the ability to further customize your profile by giving you access to customize your profile banner. Once you have the Game Pass, if you head to the Overview tab of your settings, you will see a section called Profile Settings. Here, you can paste the ID of a Roblox decal to make it your banner. You can get the ID from the Roblox library, or you can upload an image to Roblox yourself like I did. For some reason, the image seems a bit stretched out when viewing it from the settings page, but here's an image of how it looks to other players. Just know that if you want to upload your own custom banner, it uses a 4:1 aspect ratio. If you upload a square decal as your banner, it will become really stretched out, and that isn't all too great in most cases. An additional feature that isn't for Trading Plus users only is the security pin. This is a great feature, and it is meant to prevent you from losing all your items if you ever get hacked. In the Overview tab of your settings, you can add a 4-digit code that will need to be entered when you try to access the backpack or trading for the first time in a server. This way, you can have all the freedom of opening crates and trading with other users, but if you get hacked, the person who stole your account can't do anything to ruin your inventory because they won't know your code. If you need to change your pin, you can easily do so in the settings page if you still remember the current pin you are using. You can also choose to remove the pin entirely, but I am not sure why you would do this. If you do forget your pin, you can also press Forgot Pin in the Remove Pin button. This will start the pin reset process, which takes some time. I'm not exactly sure how this process works, but I might make a future video detailing what you need to do if you do forget your code. For now, just write your pin down somewhere and don't forget it, please. Chapter 4, Sending and Completing a Trade. Although it may seem easy to most, I'm sure there are a few people out there who will have difficulty actually doing the trade itself. To start a trade with a user, press the menu or loadout button. Then, press the trade button above it and scroll through the users until you find someone who you want to trade with. If you are level 9 or under, you will not be able to see other users in this list, and you won't be able to trade until you are level 10. Now, once you have found a user, all you have to do is press Request Trade, and it will send that user a trade request. Once the user has accepted the trade, you can insert your items into the window. Once you are ready to complete the trade, click on this checkbox to confirm, then press Make Trade. Both you and the person you are trading with will have to click the checkbox and the Make Trade button for it to actually go through. Do note that once a trade has been made, it cannot be undone. Additionally, other users can send you trades. When a user does send you a trade request, you will see it pop up on the bottom right side of your screen. In the future, you will also be able to see your trade history in the Trade Logs page, but this feature will be for Trading Plus users only. Chapter 5, General Tips. I asked a few people who are more familiar with trading in AP than I am if they had any pieces of advice or tips and tricks for new traders, and so here are some of the highlights. Tip number 1. If you get an unusual item, even if it's a common knife, don't let someone shark you for it. A good knife plus a good effect can get you decent stuff regardless of rarity. Tip number 2. Save up your crates. You get one free crate every 5 levels, and you can open them to test your luck and get a weapon skin, but it is sometimes smarter to save your crates and trade them to another user to guarantee that you get a better weapon. To get crates faster, having the VIP Game Pass gives you a 20% chance of getting a free crate at the end of every round. Tip number 3. When you are trading, don't always just look at the item values, always check the item's demand. Sometimes it is better to have one decent item than 5 high value but low demand items that you will struggle to trade off. Tip number 4. Save your credits. When the black market shop is open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can use your credits to buy better items. These items can be great for trading. And tip number 5. If you are looking for trades, join the Ability Playground Discord server and use the dedicated Trade Ads channel to look for people to trade with. This is much better than jumping from server to server looking for people to trade. A link to the Discord server will be in the description below. Now, that is pretty much all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed or found this helpful, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. If I made any mistakes in this video or accidentally left out something important, I will leave corrections in a pinned comment. And again, feel free to come back to this video in the future if you want to rewatch a certain part of it. You can also ask me any questions in the comment section and I will try my best to respond to everyone. That being said, thank you all for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!